The 12 teams that will compete in the 2025-26 college football playoff have officially been decided. Please like and subscribe, and let's go. According to CBS, the Selection Sunday is come and gone, and the 2025-26 college football playoff is set with an unprecedented team atop the field as the undefeated, top-ranked Indiana Hoosiers shockingly stand atop the sport entering postseason play. On the back of its thrilling victory in a Big Ten championship game that pitted the top two teams in the nation against one another, Indiana completed an undefeated regular season, knocking reigning national champion Ohio State 12-1 from its perch and earning the number one spot in the CFP rankings, along with pole position in the 12-team field for the first time in program history. The Hoosiers, the second losingest team since the advent of the FBS, are participating in the playoff for the second time in as many seasons under coach Curt Cignetti. They were a number 10 seed in the 2024-25 field, falling to Notre Dame in the first round. Indiana has never completed in a national championship game, let alone been crowned the top team in college football. The Buckeyes will nevertheless have a chance to defend their national title as the number 2 seed in this year's proceedings. Ohio State is seeking revenge on Indiana and a third CFP crown in its 7 playoff appearances across 12 years of the bracket's existence. Fresh off a dominant performance in the SEC championship game, Georgia 12-1 earned the number 3 seed, failing to supplant OSU despite beating the only team that had defeated it earlier in the season. Big 12 champion Texas Tech 12-1 slotted number 4. The top 4 seeds all received first-round byes in year 2 of the 12-team format, with Duke 7-5 knocking off Virginia 10-3 to take the ACC crown. A Power 4 champion will not be represented in the playoff field for the first time since it expanded to 12 teams. Instead, given that the 5 highest-ranked conference champions all receive automatic bids, 2 Group of 5 league winners have advanced. Tulane, 11-2 of the American, earned the number 11 seed as the 4th highest-ranked conference champion. It will visit number 6 seed Ole Miss, 11-1, in a rematch from Week 4, which the Rebels won 45-10 over the Green Wave. James Madison, 12-1 of the Sun Belt, picked up the number 12 seed and will open the first round playing at number 5 seed Oregon, 11-1. All first-round games will be held at the sites of the lower-seeded teams placed higher in the final CFP rankings. Rounding out the opening matchups, number 8 seed Oklahoma, 10-2, will host number 9 seed Alabama, 9-3, and number 7 seed Texas A&M, 11-1, will see number 10 seed Miami, FL 1-0 and 2 come to town. The Sooners beat the Crimson Tide 23-21 less than a month ago. Alabama is the first 3-loss team to qualify for the playoff, while Miami was ultimately chosen as the last at-large team over Notre Dame 10-2. Though the Fighting Irish were listed 2 spots ahead of the Hurricanes in the penultimate CFP rankings and neither team was in action on conference championship weekend, Miami's win over Notre Dame in week 1 likely led the committee to make a switch on selection. Sunday, quarterfinal and semifinal games will be held at traditional New Year's Six bowl sites, with Indiana designated for the Rose Bowl, Ohio State for the Cotton Bowl, Georgia for the Sugar Bowl, and Texas Tech for the Orange Bowl. Let's take a look at the 12 teams that are competing for the national championship. CBS stated at 1 the undefeated Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana coach Curt Cignetti has the Hoosiers in the CFP for a second straight season, with the program's remarkable turnaround reaching even greater, unexpected heights. Led by star quarterback Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy frontrunner, IU survived tight road games against Iowa, Oregon, and Penn State while crushing virtually everyone else on its slate before beating Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. Number 2, Ohio State, record 12-1. The reigning champions now have the opportunity to defend their title after seamlessly replacing both coordinators, their quarterback, and numerous other stars from last year's championship winning team. The Buckeyes began with a 14-7 win over then number 1 Texas and never looked back, nearly going wire to wire in the number 1 spot had it not been for Indiana just hours before Selection Sunday. At number 3 Georgia, record 12-1. The Bulldogs enter on a 9-game winning streak after thrashing Alabama in the SEC championship game to secure their 3rd league title in the past 4 seasons. Georgia isn't as dominant as it was in 2021 to 22. It's back-to-back national championship campaigns, but it is a balanced and battle-tested team led by QB Gunnar Stockton. Number 4, Texas Tech, record 12-1, bolstered by billionaire booster Cody Campbell. Texas Tech went all in on roster spending in 2025, and it is reaping the rewards. The Red Raiders' only loss came at Arizona State when QB Baron Morton was out due to injury. They have outscored opponents 245-43 over the last 6 games entering the playoff. At number 5, Oregon, record 11-1. The Ducks overcame a rash of offensive injuries, yet beat quality foes USC and Washington to close the season and secure their spot in the field. Oregon ranks number 13 inches total offense and number 4 inches total defense as it established a no-fly zone with just 3 opponents surpassing 140 yards passing in 2025. Number 6, Ole Miss, record 11-1, winning 11 regular season games for the first time ever under Lane Kiffin, who has since bolted for LSU. The Rebels enter the postseason with Pete Golding elevated from defensive coordinator to permanent head coach. He will lead Ole Miss into the biggest postseason game in program history. At number 7, Texas A&M, record 11-1. After beating Notre Dame on the road in Week 3 to establish itself on the national stage under second-year coach Mike Elko, Texas A&M went unscathed until a loss at rival Texas in the final game of the regular season kept it out of the SEC title game. The Aggies boast the nation's best third-down defense and a dual-threat playmaker in QB Marcel Reed, who is great at avoiding sacks. Number 8, Oklahoma, record 10-2. Oklahoma had season-long offensive struggles but picked up critical back-to-back road wins over Tennessee and Alabama to begin November. The Sooners are ruthless defensively, especially against the run, and have mastered the art of producing timely turnovers. At number 9, Alabama, record 10-3. The Crimson Tide slid into the field as the final at-large team despite a 21-point loss to the Dogs on Saturday. However, Alabama beat Georgia on the road in September, ending UGA's 30-game home winning streak, and earned double-digit victories over Vanderbilt and Tennessee in October. When it clicks, the offense plays a methodical, clock-bleeding style that can grind opponents down. Number 10, Miami, record 10-2. The Hurricanes started hot with wins over Notre Dame, South Florida, and Florida to rise all the way to number 2 inches. The AP top 25, but mid-season losses to Louisville and SMU dampened their playoff chances for a while. Miami closed with 4 straight dominant wins to narrowly slide in as an at-large team, thanks in no small part to Alabama's 21-point loss to Georgia on Saturday. Before we get to the 11th and 12th seed, Notre Dame just joined a conference. Let's go. At number 11, Tulane, record 11-2. Securing its spot in the CFP as the 4th highest ranked conference champion after winning the American, the Green Wave are competing under coach John Sumrall, who is staying for the playoff run despite taking the Florida job. The offensive star, QB Jake Retzlaff, a BYU transfer who has more touchdowns rushing 16 than passing 14. Lastly, number 12, James Madison, record 12-1. JMU snuck into the field as the 5th highest ranked conference champion after claiming the Sun Belt, and watching as Duke beat Virginia to knock the ACC champion out of the final CFP rankings. James Madison has won 11 games in a row since losing to Louisville in Week 2. Like Sumrall, Coach Bob Chesney will lead the team in the playoff despite accepting the UCLA job. Lastly, Notre Dame just joined a conference. Please like and subscribe and come back to talk college football news.